This dude, seriously, I laughed at the title of this. And that's what, like, the picture on the thumbnail literally made me laugh out loud. This is why I need to do this. Of course, this is a Newsmax clip. This is Chris Salcedo. I don't know, what is it? The title is America Last. I'm already sick of it. Chris Salcedo. I'm sick of it. I'm already sick of it. 1.8 million subscribers. 39,000 views. 1.8. You starting to get the idea that they're buying followers, subscribers. They pay for subscribers. And then God knows they pay for watch farms. But, all right. I just want to hear him tell us why he's so mad.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to the Chris Salcedo.
Hi, Chris Salcedo. I mean, you need more screens.
Show here on Newsmax TV. Americans are in a growing sense of unease as
Yeah, I know. As more brown people show up at the border. Brown children. You know, the thing about brown children is they last longer than brown grown-ups.
the policies of the America Last political party, the Socialist Democrats, they're starting to take hold.
The Socialist Democrats didn't win. The Democratic Socialists lost during, literally, a centrist just ran away with it.
In record-breaking time, the people
Oh, man, it was the record.
who rejected
No, this is is he on? Oh, no, he's on Newsmax. This is news. And by the way, don't forget to go to newsmax.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
America First are doing real and lasting damage to the people they were allegedly elected to represent. America Last. I'm already sick and tired of it.
Yeah, tell us. America Last. I'm already sick and tired of it. You can tell because I typed it up and I put it in my thing. What is with the helium voices on these guys? Seriously, him, Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, they're all like, they all got, loosen the fuck up.
That's the message in tonight's preamble.
It's totally the preamble to the Constitution. See, I use constitutional language.
Before we begin to detail
Wait, is this Chris Salcedo's show?
all the misery and
I couldn't tell because the blurry thing's up in the corner over there.
Americanism the Democrats are pushing onto undeserving Americans.
Are there deserving Americans they're pushing it onto? I just need to know if they're, where I need to move.
Would all do well to remember this.
That the Dow Jones Industrial average is at 33,000 down here in the lower right-hand corner. And sure, it's down 0.07% today. But it's at, did you guys celebrate when it hit 32 or 33 as a sign that the Biden plan is working? Okay.
Not what you've said,
But
and it's not what your party has said.
That is simply
your party
a lie.
doesn't say it. Your party wants to go socialist medicine.
My party is
and
me.
socialist
right
healthcare.
now, I am
and
the
they're going to
Democratic
dominate
Party.
you, Joe. You know that.
I am the Democratic Party right now. The platform of the
Not according
Democratic
to
Party
Harris.
is what I,
Not according to Harris.
in fact, approved of.
Yeah, that's right.
Biden is the Democrat Socialist Party. The Socialist Party is Joe Biden.
No, he was saying that he's not those. All right, well, that's all right. Salcedo just, he's a Trump fart sniffer. We have to understand.
After spending years pretending that they care about Russia's malign activities, after all of their lip service about opposing communist China and their human rights abuses, their slavery, and their bigotry toward blacks, the Democrats.
I beg your pardon? Were the Democrats the only ones bringing up Chinese bigotry towards blacks? Was there a multitude of times where Trump and Chris Salcedo were like, yeah, but how black people are treated in China? What?
Democrat socialists now, well, now that they're safely in power, they're coming clean about what they really think.
Uh-oh. That they really like Chinese racism.
First, and more generically, whether it's China, Russia, or anyone else, we're not standing against any of those countries. We're not trying to, for example, contain China or keep it down.
Right.
We what? What? You left off the second half of the goddamn sentence. We're standing up for America. That you didn't like? I guess it doesn't fit the America last, I'm already sick of it quote.
Why would the American people sign onto an agenda that stands against Russia? Now, you all heard Biden's Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. U.S. government doesn't stand.
He didn't stand against Russia. We stand for America. We're not picking a fight. We're stopping one.
Against a country that Democrat socialists spent the last 4 years saying stole Americans' voices at the ballot box. Why would Americans stand against a racist regime in China that enslaves millions and is responsible for spreading the China virus to the globe on purpose?
On purpose. Very important. Chris Salcedo, big Trump fart sniffer, believes that it was on purpose. It's a bioweapon attack. So let's be abundantly clear. That encapsulates who we are dealing with right now. We are dealing with a guy who believes that the Chinese didn't just make the disease up. They didn't just craft it. They attacked us with it. Not just us, the whole world. And so Trump's response of finishing phase one of his trade deal with them and then selling them the largest order of beef, corn, and soybeans in American history, that was the perfect response to a bioweapon attack.
Wait, we Americans do stand against those governments. It's Biden and his socialists who don't.
Oh, damn.
What about the open border policies of Joe
What about the open border policies? You mean the part where he says the borders are not open in English and Spanish?
Biden and his Marxist-Leninists in Washington?
Oh, Marxist-Leninists. My, they must be exhausted.
According to Biden, Americans support his foreigners first policies, bringing in
Is that what he said? Is that a direct quote?
millions of illegals to be supported by U.S. taxpayers. U.S. Congressman Pete Sessions detailed the human
That's, by the way, video of the Guatemalan border. The Newsmax is a big fan of that.
cost to illegals, the healthcare crisis Biden is creating with thousands of China virus cases being ushered in every month, and in turn, Biden and his socialists will stick all of you with the bill.
Yeah, you're going to pay for feeding and inoculating children found in the desert. Does that sound like Christianity? I think not.
What a facility that was built for 250 has 4,700 people in there. No testing for COVID here. Just moving people through here to move.
Yeah, they're not testing there. They test elsewhere. That is a processing point.
Them to American cities so that American cities, school districts, hospital districts, cities have to pay for these people. This isn't the federal government paying for all this. Once they get landed there in where there are Democrat county judges and mayors who will openly.
This is Paul Boudin Budline Productions. Is that Paul Budline? Who's this guy? Why are we supposed to be listening to him? Is he supposedly someone who wears a badge or is an elected official?
They welcome all these tens of thousands.
Why does he not get? Why do they leave up the quote and the preamble shit when we're clearly past that?
People. What will happen is, as they said, this is the tip of the iceberg. What will keep coming is millions and millions more.
Millions and millions and millions and millions.
To be clear, this isn't the one-time payment for we Americans. We'll be paying the freight for citizens of other countries for decades to come.
Well, yeah, we are paying the freight to send them home in mass. Something upwards of like 90% of the people that cross the border are sent back, and a lot of the people that are, oh my God, they're crossing the border, tens of thousands, is the same fuckers over and over and over again.
Even now, while black, brown, Asian, and white American kids are confined to remote learning, California teachers are braving the China virus to teach illegal alien kids in person in San Diego, something the mayor bragged about.
They're volunteers.
Out to the
They've been vaccinated.
approving ears over at CNN.
We have a convention center. It's owned by the people of this city, and we're making it available to our partners in the federal government to house, as you said, nearly 1,500 children. Right now, we're just focusing on children, making sure they're safe.
Children. Ew.
We welcomed them last night, gave them a hot meal and a shower. We're going to start classes here tomorrow. We're going to do our very best to do right by these kids between now and the middle of July.
Simply put,
That's simply put, we shouldn't be doing right by these children because they've done wrong by America.
Biden's Socialist Party putting Americans last and foreigners first. But it
He didn't do it. The teachers are volunteering. What's the alternative, Greg? Greg, tell me. Tell me, what do we do with the children, Greg? What do we do? Just dump them in Mexico like Trump did? 8,800 of them right in the middle of the desert? Or do we process them, try to match them up with their parents again? If they can't be matched up, we work with the country that they came from to try and get them back there, because we can tell by their language and by their accent what part of the, what country they've come from. We start placing them. And then the rare ones that don't have anyone, we place with either foster families to sponsor, that kind of thing. So, I'm sorry, what we're supposed to do? Oh, I'm sorry, take 4-year-olds and chuck them over the wall. Gotcha.
But it doesn't stop there.
Like Jesus would want.
In Washington State, a longtime hub for anti-American socialism,
Washington State, totally.
a charity called Friends of Youth decided to, quote, restructure in the
Longtime foster family gets booted from their house so unaccompanied minors can move in.
wake of thousands
Terrible. Beth Bauman wrote this. Let's see. This has got to be awful. Hold on. From Town Hall. Let's see. Town Hall. Long-time foster family. See if that article comes up. There it is. 2 days ago. This is terrible. Tipsy Cartoons VIP. This is awful. What kind of here's the article, by the way, and this is the actual thing. This is just brutal. This is terrible. And not only do these people get kicked out, but they're selling Satan shoes as record number of unaccompanied minors as a record number of continue to flock across the United States-Mexico border. Both the federal government and nonprofit organizations are looking at temporary housing for children. What? Gross. Temporary housing for children? Temporary? What do you mean temporary? I thought the whole plan was that Biden was going to keep them here, and then by the time they turned 12, they could illegally vote in the 2024 election to get, obviously Kamala Harris in as president, because Biden's got horrifying dementia, and they're going to take him out with the 25th Amendment sometime in the next 6 months. But Border Patrol and HHS facilities are running over capacity. In fact, the Donna Border Patrol is running 70%. 4,100 unaccompanied minors facility designed for no more than 250 people. It's going to be a common threat through immigration. Unprecedented number of unaccompanied minors and families crossing the border has nonprofit organizations restructuring and rethinking their programs. That's precisely what Friends of Youth, a Washington State-based program providing services and housing for homeless and foster youth, decided to do. The nonprofit realized they could receive extra funding for taking in unaccompanied minors. So this nonprofit decided they could get a little extra profit for taking an unaccompanied minor. Friends of Youth restructured, which meant 4 foster kids between the age of 12 and 18 and their foster parents were kicked out of their home in Renton. Edmundo and Paula Serena Sanchez had provided roughly 20 foster kids with a home over the last 7 years. Their home, however, is a facility that belongs to Friends of Youth. The home is being transitioned to provide a different scope of services in support of unaccompanied youth. Reason for the change, according to the Friends of Youth, despite having, despite there being an eviction moratorium in place, the nonprofit says they were exempt. The agreement in place with this family is not a traditional rent-lease agreement, and therefore does not fall under the eviction moratorium. The family voluntarily entered into an agreement that clearly stipulated a lack of lease or residential tenancy rights. Friends of Youth's Director, Marketing Communications, Hannah Cholga, wouldn't see an increase in funding from the decision. The organization, however, did receive $410,588 from the Office of Refugee and Resettlement. The funding, according to the resident, foster care systems, why on earth would they allowing this to happen to our most vulnerable youth? It's the reason why they're choosing this. The worst part is having dramatic toll on them. Remember, folks, this is a border crisis, simply a humanitarian challenge. Oh, I'm guessing this is kind of leaning in the direction of a right-wing kind of a thing. Foster family told to vacate rented home to make room for migrant families. Okay. A couple fostered about 20 children, right? He says one child has been in the hospital with panic attacks. Another teenager ran away and has not come back. Serena Sanchez says the decision had a devastating impact on the 4 children. So this this nonprofit group, the friendsofyouth.org, they seem lovely. So this is a Biden run organization, is it? Let's see, Friends of Youth. They're in Kirkland, Washington. Paul Lawali. Clearly, that's an email link. Don't save. Deanna Adams, Pragya Madan. Clearly, redheaded Americans who are clearly driving out or just acquiescing. Volunteer? Well, certainly not if you're going to do that kind of thing. Support our work. Why give? Resources. Important. If you find yourself in an urgent, life-threatening situation, get on the phone now and dial 911, 24-hour shelter hotline. About us. Do we have a mission and history, board of directors, employment for employees, financial data, anti-racism, LGBTQ+. Terrible. Just terrible.
Thousands of illegal alien children being allowed to flood the United States every day.
By the way, do these people apparently have the resources to get their own home, and that's why they were asked to leave, and they were living basically rent-free in that thing?
The charity owned a home where Edmundo and Paula Serena Sanchez,
It's very nice of you, Salcedo,
provided roughly 20 foster kids with a home for the last 7 years. Foster parents are really doing God's work on earth. You need to know that.
Well, and apparently these people, Friends of Youth, coordinate God's work on earth.
Not anymore.
No, of course not. Now they're doing the devil's work.
Because Biden and his Socialist Party value foreign nationals more than they do Americans, the foster family was kicked out
By the private nonprofit organization in Kirkland, Washington?
to make room for illegal alien kids.
Yeah, and God would want those kids to die in the desert. Haven't you read the Old Testament?
It seems the so-called Friends of Youth charity can make more money, your taxpayer money, to house illegal aliens than to house American foster kids.
Sorry, these are resettled refugees, and the kids that they have, the foster kids they have, there's no statement about whether any of them had citizenship issues. You're just assuming they're all American foster kids.
Of course, we've all seen the leaked pictures out of
Yeah, so wouldn't you want them to just stay there?
Texas of horrific living conditions
Horrific.
that these illegal aliens, and adults and kids alike, are forced into because of socialist Democrats and their so-called compassion.
So-called compassion. Yeah, it's not compassion. Compassion is leaving them in the desert where you find them.
As Congressman Sessions said, in one facility alone,
Yeah, refugees aren't illegal. Good point, Grace.
4,700 people are crammed into a space designed to hold 250 people.
Yeah, but they're processing them through there. They put them somewhere else. That's the whole thing. And a lot of them just get booted.
President Trump encountered a comparatively small surge. The socialist loudmouth Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez made a beeline for Texas to cry
By the way, does this dude say Chinese names right? I'm going to guess no.
in staged pictures at a detention facility she claimed was caging kids. But
Yeah, because they weren't unaccompanied minors. They were made unaccompanied on purpose.
where is the woke nitwit now? She's nowhere to be found. She has no tears to shed for inhuman conditions being administered by.
Uh-oh. Terrible. Hold on. Let's see. AOC on border. The Hill. Let's see. Well, I mean, you're going to have to forgive me. This is obviously the New York Post. So, I mean, they're very pro-Trump, so you're probably not, there's a lot not to believe in that. I'm just saying, where is she? Where is she? Where's this AOC person, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, as you have seen? Clearly, where is she? She was there, actually.
Her Socialist Party.
Socialist Party, which wants everybody to live 470 people to a room.
Don't worry. She's providing an excuse for her absence.
Are you for real? So let's talk about this, because so much of our national conversation, which is not a conversation about immigration, is driven by people who could not care less about immigrants.
Oh, she's calling you out, Salcedo.
Okay, let me stop it right there. The reason we can't have a conversation about the
Is because we don't know speak Spanish?
problem is that AOC and others like her are so dumb.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that solved it. I was worried for a second.
They don't even know what the conversation is about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it would be dumb to say that border conditions are barbaric, and yeah, be terrible.
The problem isn't with immigrants or immigration. It's about illegal immigration. Immigration is legal. Illegal immigration, well, is not.
Right. But we're processing people who are here illegally, and she's talking about the facilities where they process people who are here illegally, or refugees who aren't, or people seeking asylum who aren't, who have been waiting on the other side of the border for the better part of 2 years in squalor and in dangerous conditions, where a lot of them are in danger of violence and drug trafficking and sex trafficking. But, I mean, please, continue to not give a shit.
There are
Please continue to make her point for her.
two different problems with two different solutions.
Uh-oh. 2 solutions. One solution is just say no to visas for brown people. And the other one is what?
The reason why we can't talk with you, AOC, is that, well, you're
Because she won't return your call. I mean, I don't know that you're calling her, but
too uninformed to know the difference.
oh, I can see.
AOC continued.
Often people want to say, why aren't you talking about the border crisis? Or why aren't you talking about it in this way? Well, we're talking about it. They just don't like how we're talking about it, because it's not a border crisis. It's an imperialism crisis. It's a climate crisis. It's a trade crisis. And also, it's a carceral crisis.
What? Wait. All of that happened over the last 2 years? I'll get to her absurd
No, it's been going on that way for a long time, obviously.
argument here in a second, but
No, there's multiple, I mean, obviously, climate hasn't been just heating up in the last 2 years.
I'm
Did you see the hurricanes? All right.
assuming all of these issues existed back in
I'm digging his air quotes, though.
2019 when she staged her little photo op in Texas. Why would she show up then and not in 2021? The answer is simple, folks. She's a rather unintelligent political hack.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't realize. Yeah.
It is she who couldn't care less about a border crisis.
Yeah, Chris has been to the border multiple times, and he's like, how are you going to help these children? He said, I'm sick of it now.
Because she knows
The border first, I'm already sick of it should be the name of the show.
she and her party created it.
We created 2 hurricanes and a gang crisis in Guatemala.
That's why she's desperate to talk about all of her little fantasy crises of imperialism, man-made global warming, and other imaginary crises that she
I didn't realize it was a man-made global warming. It was imaginary. But please go on about Jesus.
can try to blame on Republicans for her political advantage. AOC, Biden, and the rest of the socialists don't care about Americans.
They don't care about Americans. That's why they have giant facilities stopping thousands of people from coming in and processing them, because they don't care about Americans. If you cared about Americans, you just pretend they didn't exist and let them walk on through.
They only care about power over those Americans. The question is, how much longer will you and the rest of our fellow citizens put up with all this idiocy being done in our name?
That's right. What are we going to do, Chris? Tell us what to do. Something violent, I guess? Maybe vote? Is that what you're saying? Or
Even though they appear
she doesn't represent your district, so what the fuck are you going to do about it?
to be winning at this point, I know our political enemies have one fatal flaw.
Uh-oh. They're mittens?
They think they're entitled to power, and they overreach. They may have already
Oh, that's really... Because there seemed to be another guy running last time who thought he was entitled to power and seemed to overreach. I can't remember his name, but it's something... Orchid? I don't remember.
done so.
I don't know why I'm thinking of Orchid when I think of the guy who overreached and thought he deserved power.
They think that once they have power, that
Yeah.
Americans have been conditioned to do what
Uh-oh, did we do it? Have we froze again? Son of a... I didn't do anything. I don't know why it's going. Try to get it back. Try to get it back. Oh yeah, we try to get it back. Oh yeah. This thing is just cooking. That's what's happening. Holy smokes. Am I back? Is it working? We're back. Literally, like it's trying. It's on a little bit of a delay. Yep. It's catching up. I had to go over and literally, like, I had to turn the fan on in this room to cool off that computer. Audio's good? Pause twice, now frozen. All right. There's this weird delay. I'm a moment behind myself. Weird. But it's better because I'm circulating air. Hold on. Oh, it froze again. Hold on. Yeah, thing is straight up cooking. That's what happens when I get these, like, oh man. All right, so fingers crossed. This is what happens when I go over 2 hours in this setup or get close to it. All right, we'll finish up. It's Salcedo. It's too spicy.
Do whatever we're told, forgetting our American roots as a country of.
I'm still limping by on the old computer. I'm trying. I really am, guys.
By and for the people. Are there?
How many people? 4? Okay.
Right? Or are there a growing number of people like me?
No, there aren't. There are not. As a matter of fact, I guarantee there is not a growing number of people like you, because apparently at one point you had 1.89 million subscribers on this and only 39,000 of them are watching this shit. So I'm guessing, and not that you don't look very sweet.
Who are sick and tired of our great country being run by leftists who put our people last.
We're not obviously putting them last. People are coming in, they're being rejected, there are children coming in, but that was it? Ba-bam! Christ almighty.